One summer, my brother Owen got this 8-foot inflatable whale for his birthday. As Owen held the whale's fins, he stared up at its painted eyes and muttered, "Oh, whoa, whoa, chaos, hee, hee, hee." "What did you say, Owen?" asked our little brother Oscar. Owen turned slowly, still studying the whale. He squinched up his eyes, tilted his head to one side, then said clearly, "Chaos, chaos, hee, hee, hee." And so, Chaos the whale was christened. Chaos was Owen's constant companion that summer, even after it got ripped up and he was carrying around flaps of black plastic. One night, after putting Owen to bed, I paused just outside his door. I could hear Owen talking quietly to Chaos and laughing his hee, hee, hee. I've always wondered what Owen was saying to that whale. Later that same summer, I remember walking with Owen in Safeway. Owen was pirouetting while flapping a piece of Chaos around, just having fun. There was a lady standing in the same aisle as us, and she was just looking at Owen with this freaked out expression on her face. I felt angry and embarrassed, and I grabbed Owen to make him stop twirling. "Sorry," I said, "my brother's autistic." I have used that phrase dozens of times to explain Owen's behavior to strangers. Nowadays, most people know enough about autism to give you an "oh, I see" sympathetic smile. But I always feel like I have to say more, because just saying Owen's autistic doesn't say anything at all. I have tried to explain Owen's behavior to strangers by saying that he is a baby with a 17-year-old's body. Clinically explained, Owen is missing half of one of his chromosomes, resulting in weak motor and muscle control and various mental handicaps, including speech impediments. But neither of these explanations really capture Owen. They don't tell the whole story because Owen is not his autism. Instead, autism seems to hang like a fog in between Owen and the rest of the world. Sometimes the fog clears long enough to show a quick glimpse, a sparkle, a light, before it fades away. That light is what I want to share with you tonight. That light is Owen. I can't always see that light. Whenever the family is rushing to go somewhere, I often grab Owen, sit him down, and start to put on his shoes. It's happened a few times that as I'm pulling on his shoes, he lets his legs flop everywhere and he flexes his foot right as I'm trying to stick it in the shoe. And he laughs as I'm struggling to get things tied up. And at the end of it all, when I'm seriously irritated, I find out he's wet himself. And I just feel like screaming, and I can't see anyone, anything inside that lump but a problem. So I can see why strangers react so badly to Owen sometimes. I've known him for forever, and even I lose sight of Owen as a person and see him as a problem. Imagine that you are standing in line at Safeway. You're busy daydreaming, thinking about your own life, when suddenly a red-headed teenager comes out of nowhere, grabs your wrist, and starts to reach for your nose while making a weird cooing noise. Wouldn't you be pretty freaked out? I would be, definitely. There are times when I really see past the autism and the problems to Owen as a person. You know the Avatar movie where they say, "I see you"? It's just like that. Owen and I were walking together in the woods one time, which was nice because usually I'm dragging Owen every step of the way or I'm running to keep up with him. I was talking at him as we were walking, not with him, but at him, because you can't really talk with someone who doesn't talk back. I was trying to interact with him, but in a sloppy, half-hearted way, mostly by asking questions that I didn't really expect him to answer. Suddenly, Owen covered my mouth with his hand. I stopped talking. He smiled at me, grabbed my arm, and started talking. What he said was garbled and quiet, but it was steady and intense, like he was telling me about something that he was really interested in. He didn't stop for 5 minutes. That was the longest I've ever heard Owen speak in my life. There are other times when Owen shows his mischievous personality. Once, we were sitting at the dining room table, and Owen went over to Mom and gave her a big hug. Mom turned in her chair to hug him back, but when Owen sat down again, Mom turned around and saw that her chicken leg was gone. She looked at Owen, and he was smiling at her with this huge, toothy grin on his face, holding her chicken leg in one hand. Now the hug and snatch has become a signature Owen move. Although he's being sneaky, Owen always pauses after he's taken something and holds it up, laughing at his own joke. I think he wouldn't find the trick half so funny if it weren't for our reactions. When we see we've been tricked, it just cracks him up. Sometimes I feel that because I'm not living at home anymore and not sharing in the frustration and the work that living with Owen creates, I don't have a right to talk about how hard it is. I'm out of the club. I'm not there to take Owen for walks when Mom is dying for a nap, or to help him find his toys. I'm not there to laugh with the rest of the family when Owen says things like, "Barack Obama campaign," out of nowhere. But the truth is that Owen is something we all share, and the experience of having him as a son or a brother binds us together in our struggle to understand and accept. There was a time when my family thought that we could fix Owen's autism. I remember daydreaming about what Owen was going to say to me when he was cured. I imagined him as an annoying brother who teased me and sang with me and patted my back awkwardly when I cried. Each new doctor and new healing program would set off a rising hope. I remember doing my homework in the waiting room of a small energy healing practice. My mom was napping on the floor, and we were waiting for Owen to be done with his session. I remember the summer my mom took Owen to Atlanta for 2 months for another special healing program, while the rest of the family waited at home for any news of progress. I wondered what was happening to Owen and how he was changing. Each new path that opened up would seem promising, but before long, we would run out of energy or lose trust that the cure was working, or it would take too heavy a toll on our family. As a kid, it took me years of this roller coaster of hope and disappointment to realize that Owen wasn't going to get completely better. There was no miracle cure for him. We still give him tons of vitamins and supplements, and he has a special diet which limits the extent of his autism, but nothing is going to wipe away the fog between his world and our world completely. But we can still have a relationship with Owen, even if we don't understand what he means when he says, "I'm a googie guy." The fact that we're laughing and he's laughing connects us. There are times when I feel so angry that Owen can't share his personality freely with the world. I begin to think in ifs about how life would be different if everything had gone right. If Owen did not have autism, he would be in his graduating year from Washington New Church School. He would be running and wrestling with his brothers, or talking to me about his future with that light of excitement. But the truth is that Owen adds meaning to our world just the way he is. Owen, with all his quirks and insights, is playing a crucial role in my life, in the lives of my family, and in our community by being himself. Having autism allows him to teach us patience, compassion, humility, and tolerance in unique ways. Owen can teach us all something. And he's happy. Owen's happy, so that makes me feel at peace with everything. Thank you.